Hello.
Hello.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
It feels like a Monday. I literally almost said Monday.
You took the words out of my mouth. Happy Tuesday.
Oh my goodness. I am not drinking wine today. So I
No, we're not gonna get drunk from the beginning of the show.
last week I did finish a whole bottle. I don't know that I've ever done that in my whole. It was a smaller bottle, but I did finish.
How big was it?
Like like not like the wine bottle, but like the one like the tube. Like I think it's a 1.5 liter, not like a 5 liter. Like don't get crazy.
So it was like a Barbie version of a wine bottle. Got it.
It was like 3 glasses. I didn't say what size glasses, but yeah, that's what it was.
hmm The fine print. So what's up? How are you? Catch me up.
Oh my goodness. So this past weekend, I actually had a really good event that I loved, and we had a community event where they let us like meet. They let us meet our neighbors. They had everybody go out and show like what businesses they do, and just talk about their lives, right? And it was really cool because I got a lot of good feedback from people who were like, I missed just talking to people. You know what I mean? And I was like, that's really important that we start to try to do that more. It seems so simple, but I had a really good conversation with a lady who was like, yeah, I think social media took us away from being social. I'm like, yeah, it shouldn't have done that, but that's what a lot of people are facing. So
Yeah, I think it pushed everybody over the edge because technology started that, and then
mhm.
the smartphones, and then, social media. All these different avenues of communication have made the one on one
Yeah.
just further and further away. And then I do believe that COVID kind of pushed it over the edge.
Yeah. And don't you think like the younger generation especially, like they don't know how to communicate? Like imagine like our parents and our grandparents, like they grew up like going to your neighbor's house and be like, oh, un cafecito and this and that. Like we would never knock on our neighbor's house now. Like it's weird now to
We don't
people.
even know who our neighbors are.
We don't
What do
some
you
of us don't
mean?
have neighbors.
Well, you just met a whole bunch of them. I hope you start knocking on their door. Can you imagine? Un
I'm here.
cafecito con una panetela, because you always have to have una panetelita, un pancito, a little cake,
The Entenmann's,
something.
the Entenmann's one.
Yeah. Oh my God, those are the best.
So what about you?
Yeah,
What have you been up to?
we've lost that completely, by the way.
Yeah.
Nothing. Good week. Just working, and I actually had a dental appointment. Went in for my cleaning and my yearly checkup, and all good things to report. However, why do they talk to you when you're sitting there with your mouth open and they're doing so, and you're like, and it's not even like instructional conversation where we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that.
Yeah.
No, it's like, so, oh my gosh, your teeth are so white. Are you using teeth? And do you use anything? I'm like,
I love when they ask you questions like, "How was your weekend? How you been?" I'm like,
yeah, I've had that too. Well, this hygienist, and let me tell you, shout out to dentists, hygienists. Like, I'm sorry, but working in people's mouths, that is a calling. That's a
yeah,
calling. I don't care what anybody tells me. So
yeah.
thank you. Thank you, because we need you. So, but with that being said, please stop talking to us while we're sitting there. We can't respond. So she's amazing. She's so funny. Like I wanted to like go hang out with her after the appointment. So she's like, do you what did she ask me? She asked me something about if I was comfortable. She was like, okay, are you comfortable? I'm like, uh-huh. She's got the suction. So that thing's in there that's like, you can't, whatever. And then she starts cleaning, right? She's going in there and she's cleaning. She's like, you may feel a little pressure. She had like an accent, like I don't know where she's from, but I was like, and then every time she would go rinse my mouth, she'd miss my mouth and she'd spray my face. I cannot make this shit up. I promise you. She was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, honey," and she would wipe me. I'm like, it's okay. Listen, was cracking up with her by the time that I ended. She was like, I'm so sorry. And I was like, it's okay. I came in for a cleaning, left with a facial. I'm good to go. Like, this was a one-stop shop. But yeah.
If anybody knows me, you know I could be in the dental Olympics. I've been through all the dental surgeries possible. Have you ever had the thing done? You probably are going to say no. Have you ever had the thing done? I can't tell you what it is because I can't see my mouth when I'm laying down, but it's like, it feels like there's a balloon over your face. No.
No.
Literally, it smells like a balloon or like their gloves, and it's like it's here, and you can't move, you can't say anything, and it's like a dental dam thing, and it starts to like flood with water, and then one time it was filling up, and I'm like, it's gonna go over, it's gonna go over. And
You're
then
like,
he's like, oh, then he's like, oh, you okay there? You almost drowned, and I'm like, God, like gargling.
I remember when she asked me, my lips were chapped. I have really chapped lips. And she was like, do you want me to put some Vaseline? And I'm like, I mean, if you want to, I don't know.
Do whatever you need to do so I can go home. The goal here is for me to go home.
I am here at your mercy. So yeah, she was great. I loved it. It was fine. It's just funny to me because it always happens. And I just don't, I mean, I know they're trying to make you feel comfortable, but just saying.
Yeah. Well, good old dental story. So, Pookie, did you hear what's going on? Did you hear?
What's going on?
So, if you didn't
What
hear,
is going on? Did I hear?
Apple is getting rid of the iPod.
I did hear. Now that you mention it, I had heard something about this.
Oh my God. So, I remember like when I wanted this iPod, I actually wanted that orange one that you see on the bottom. I wanted
Mhm.
that specific one. I even wanted a car that color. I don't know, bad choices. But
You
anyways,
like them colors, though.
I really like I like bright
Look
colors.
at what you're wearing today.
Yeah. But I really wanted that orange iPod. And I remember I had a birthday party and a friend of mine was planning the party. And I literally told her, I'm like, if everybody, instead of bringing me a gift, just puts their money together, you guys can buy the iPod. And she made it happen. So that's how I got my iPod.
Oh my God, that's actually super cool.
Yeah.
I got my first shuffle. My boss would give them out for like Christmas raffles and stuff like that. And I had the little shuffle, not the one that we see here. Mine, it didn't have a screen. It was just the little round buttons, but it was amazing. And I loved it because prior to that, I had the CD player, the little Walkman CD thing.
But that's
And
terrible without a screen. You don't even know what song. You just have to keep going.
well, what without the screen? Yeah, you just got next, 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 next. Like, yeah. So I mean, I was not complaining because I would go walking with the big thing, try to fit it in my pocket, and then Lord forbid I just move a little bit. I had to like walk like a robot almost, like shuffle my feet because it would skip. The CD would skip in there.
For
So
sure.
when I got the shuffle, I was very, very happy. I'm actually kind of like bummed out just because I feel like it's the end of an era, you know?
It's another
Um,
thing from our childhood that's literally going to be gone. Like it's just
it is.
another thing.
They came out October 2001, and Apple announced that the iPod will only be available while supplies last. So it is the end of an era.
But you know what? Like I get why they would be ending it because like obviously everybody has an iPhone now or a phone of its sort, so you don't really need a iPod separately. But at the same time, I also realize that they do this a lot with Apple where they phase stuff out and then it comes back. So remember they used to have big bulky headphones and they're like, no, the tiniest thing that doesn't fit in anyone's ear. I think it's absurd. And it's like no wire so that you lose it and then you have to buy another one. The AirPod, and now they came out with like the AirPod Max, and it's
I
another
love the AirPod.
okay, but the new
Bro,
AirPod Max, whatever,
AirPod. Can't even say it.
it's
The
big again,
AirPod.
but it's big again. They're like, it's the new
I
Air. I'm
swear.
like, it's headphones. It's just, it looks like the headphones we used to do in school when we had to take those classes. Like,
Yeah.
they're
The
big, and I'm like,
computer. Yeah.
so watch, give it
Well,
5 years, and gonna be like, new product, the
maybe
iPod.
you're right. We'll see. Stay tuned.
Oh my God.
But
Well,
I
yeah.
love the AirPods. I'm so addicted to them. Even though it takes me forever to start using them because I have to Bluetooth off, Bluetooth on, open the case, close the case. Then my watch wants to pick up, and then my Alexa in the house wants to pick up, or my car wants to pick up. It's a thing.
I look that way because you said her name, and every time someone says her name, she starts talking to herself. So I was like,
Oh, it's okay. She'll figure out it's not with her
oh,
nosy body.
she's very nosy. Everybody's listening. They're all listening to.
How awful. Yeah. So, anyways,
Yeah.
So what you watching? What do
What?
we want to talk about?
Oh my goodness. So this is one of your favorite things right now.
What?
I entertained it. Well, it just ended, so it still is. But of course, we're
Oh, so good.
literally one of the top shows on Netflix this season right now, and obviously for a very long time. I have very mixed feelings about this show. I think it's a great story and it was well written, well acted, but it's so depressing.
You missed the underlying. Well, first of all, can we talk about how you don't want to ever see an ending and you just stop? Who does this? You'll watch a show in its entirety and then, like, the last few episodes, you're like, nope, I'm not watching that.
So I think I have issues with detachment and I don't like to say goodbye to things, and I love characters so much. So like growing up, for me, books and movies were escapism. And so I don't know if everybody feels this way, but like I love deeply when I start watching a show, especially when we're talking about shows that like not binge watching. It's easier if I'm binge watching it. But I was watching some of the shows you're talking about, like what, Glee. I never watched the end of Glee. I never watched the end of Gossip Girl. I spent like 100 seasons and I never found out who Gossip Girl was. And I'm not gonna say
Keep
who it
on.
is. I had to look it up later. Drop Dead Diva. I don't know how it ended. And I will die when Grey's Anatomy.
This is not
But I've
healthy.
been watching it for like 10 years. I love these people.
Well, aside from the issue that you have with that, we got you to watch The Ozark, which
Yep.
I know you don't like it. I think you missed the underlying point. It is an extremely heavy show and it's extremely intense. And it's one of those shows that, like, for me, I like suspense. I don't like gory murder things or anything that's, that, but this kind of like suspenseful, like it kind of keeps you on the edge of your chair. I loved it. And I loved the underlying meaning, which to me, just what would you do for your family? What is it that you would be capable of doing for your family to keep your family safe? And
That.
nothing matters. I love Ruth. Ruth is like my spirit animal. Fuck you,
Is
Marty.
is
She is a savage. I don't give a, I love her.
and
You
you
don't
are
understand, like,
so savagey.
I love her. She just doesn't care. And her connection to the family and being alone and losing her entire family and making that connection to them and doing things for them and sticking up for them and just involving herself to a point where she never really had to, just because I think there was something with Marty in her relationship where she was seeking that like approval and that like father attention. Her dad was in jail. So again, yes, very heavy, but very, very, very good. I did not love the ending just because, I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but I didn't love it.
I was so happy
But
that it was over.
I will tell you that it just reiterated what I thought from the beginning, which is in the end, all you have is family, and
Yeah,
family is what you stick up for.
yeah.
So I loved it. I thought it was great.
No, I mean, again, as a show, like I would never say like, oh, that show sucked, but like I had terrible dreams. Like I would wake up.
Liar. You
No,
were like,
it's not that the
sir.
show sucked. I was just like, there's no happiness. There's not an
You're like,
ounce
I hate
of
it. I hate. I don't
because
know why you like this. I'm so
because there's
depressed. I
not.
can't breathe. I couldn't sleep. I. And
I would
then
watch like 3 episodes, and I'm like, can we watch something with colors?
he's
Like,
like, I need to watch cartoons.
yes, yes.
Sir.
I was like, can we watch Boy Meets World or like, Aladdin? I can't. It's like it was a gray screen show for the whole time. I was like, I'm depressed every time I watch this show. And then I was like, estoy nervioso. I was like, I can't watch this show. And then I'd wake up like, oh my God. I'm like, I hate this.
I literally, like, me and Joe we would be like, okay, let's watch like a couple, And it was so funny because the minute we were done with the couple, we'd like look back, we'd just look at each other and be like, one more? Okay, just one more. Okay, just one more.
Yeah.
And we'd catch ourselves like 1 o'clock in the morning, like just watching it. We couldn't stop.
Well, I do think it was really interesting to see like how they were so desensitized to like violence and stuff, because I think that's a real issue. And I thought that was a very big thing. Like for them, it became just, this is what we do. This is part of our life.
It became a
Not a big
survival.
deal. It was
Yeah,
like,
it was like,
you or me, we're gonna make this work. Like,
yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, it's insane. And then now it's like, I'm looking at everybody and I'm like, do you work for a drug cartel?
who do you really work for?
Who
Where's
do
your
you really work for?
Have
What's
you
going
asked
on in
your
that
employer
restaurant
who
of
they
yours?
work for?
And yeah, and listen, they have, look, sometimes people make decisions, shit happens, and we gotta act accordingly. I love it. I just think it was such a good show. This one's good. Poor guy.
Poor
Too much
everyone. Poor everyone.
Pobrecito. I know, right? Poor
Tell
boy.
me one person in the show that was like, oh, but they got no, they didn't.
Ahí no
They
se
didn't.
tapó nadie.
No, everybody just, everyone's miserable. Life is terrible. That's the lesson. Like,
I loved it. And family is everything. And if I have to choose, I don't know. Am I in a cartel?
do we need to talk about, are you, girl? No, it's terrible. Everybody watch it. It's really great, but it's so
really good. You're gonna love it. I promise. So let's talk about something a little bit more up your alley.
So we are gonna talk about our new segment that I love, which is called So I love that we talked about this because like we watched the Kelly Clarkson show. If anyone watching doesn't know, I'm a huge Kelly Clarkson fan. I don't know if I said it before, but I'll say it again. I've seen her in concert 10 times. I'm the reason she won American Idol. I stayed up all night voting for her. And I love her. And I think we would be besties. Or there may be a restraining order somewhere out there. I don't know. I don't know. I will share another story another day about Kelly. I have some really cool stories, though. I will say that with experiences with Kelly. But
which is why we have this segment, because she's such a big part of your life. She's a big part of my life. We love her. She's our friend in our head. And we had to make a segment because we needed another one, because why not? Especially for Kelly. So we're excited.
And I will tell you this, what I love most about her show is that she seems to be completely authentic, like she always has been. I love this cover photo, you know, true colors, no filter. She does not have a filter. And she gives us a lot of talking points. Like aside from entertaining, she gives us a lot of conversations that we come off of the show and we're like, did you see that? Like, let's talk about that. And so we're going to kind of pick, you know, the one of the week or whatnot, because I mean we could recap every day. We'll need a whole separate show this week in Kelly. But I did want to share a clip from an episode that I thought was really awesome. The full clip is available on YouTube. It's 11 minutes long. I'm not playing an 11-minute video right now. But I would. We could just watch the Kelly show together. That's what we'll do. But no, I want you guys to see this clip, and then we'll chit chat a little bit about it.
I thought it was awesome.
We love our jobs so much too.
I love my job.
I talked a lot about that in the article too. Like trying to find some balance now, which I feel like I never did. Like it was like one track mind, work, career.
I know.
I'm learning to find I think I said it, I'm learning to find the gray.
Yeah.
I'm very black and white. My personality is black and white, how I go about things. And I'm trying to find some balance because I've never had that before.
I don't know if we should be real good friends, because I don't think we'd be good for each other.
Because we are exactly the same. Am I speaking your language right now?
That is so hard for me. I'm like,
hard.
no, it's either in or out, or it's this or that. And it's very hard for me. Because then I feel like I'm just being apathetic in the middle.
Me
I'm like,
too. And I don't like the middle road. I'm like one or the other, but I have to balance it out.
It's healthy. It's healthy. No, I did too. I started saying no a lot.
So
I love her.
She's like, yeah, I don't like it. It's healthy. Yeah, I started doing that.
Healthy, but that's not me. But it's healthy. But I should try. But yeah, I can't. Like, I love her.
Yeah. So
this is why she's a friend in our head, because this is what we look like when we're having a conversation.
Not in my head. It's
all over the place. So we understand her so well.
But I feel like this is such a real conversation, and I think that I struggle with it too. Like, I find the middle, the gray area, I find it confusing, indecisive. And a lot of times if it's your opinion, I just find it like meh. Like, I love decisive, like whatever side you're on the debate, like pick a side and like hold on to it, and I'm here for it.
See, but for me, I feel like there's so much depth to that. It's not as simple, and it doesn't work the same for every single subject. So I'm a Libra, right? Yay me. I am undecisive. I can see both sides to everything all the time. I can literally argue myself in and out of things all the time. We have conversations where you call me and you're like telling me about this situation that's going on, and I'm like, and I'm listening, and I'm like, okay, okay. And then I'll tell you, I'm like, okay, so do you want my honest opinion, or am I just gonna like rally for you? And then you're always like, what? Because you already know that I'm going to give you a perspective from maybe the other side. And it's really hard to change that. I will say that I know what I like, and I know what I don't like. So when it comes to those kind of things, I am very decisive, and I'm very, if I love, I love. I'm not in the middle. I'm not one of those people that just, I don't do well with acquaintances or people that are just, friends that I see once a year, like, hey, how are you? But like, if I don't have that with you day in and day out, it's hard for me to just pretend to have it. So I do get that. And you're very much like that too.
Very much. Like, I mean, I love people, and I understand everyone's busy and all those things, but I don't know. I struggle with, like, I give my all. Oh, Mariah Carey moment. I give my all to people. I'm very invested, whether you're a TV character or a real person. I really am a very invested person in everything I do. It's like I'm either like I'm like everything. Like, I'm either in the gym 5 days a week, or like I haven't gone in a year.
You're eating donuts on a couch.
And then going to the gym. No, it's like it doesn't have. There's no middle. There's not like I went twice. Like I either went or didn't.
No, and so it's just an extremist personality trait, and sometimes it's good and sometimes it's not good. But we love her. We definitely vibe with her, and she is a wonderful person. I love her spirit. I love that she literally is a girl next door, and I feel like she treats all of her guests like friends. Like, she has that warmthness about her.
You've heard a bunch of people, right, recently say like, wow, this is the coolest show. This is the coolest set. Like, the back there was awesome. Like, they have a really good vibe for all the things in the show. And I love it. I'm really excited to see what happens after the summer, because after the summer, she's taking over Ellen's time slot, because Ellen is over next week. And so I'm interested to see what changes will happen, because even though it's still her show, it might have some sort of shift as far as making it that much more of a new season or whatever. But that interview was with Kaylee Cuoco, which is a very hard name to say. I love that name though. So if you want to look it up, there was a lot more in that interview that I absolutely loved. So check it out.
We love a lot about her, and we will be talking a lot about her every week, and it's going to be great. And we love Kelly. And woo! Okay, next.
Somebody send this to the Kelly Show. Moving on.
That would be awesome to go.
Oh my God, I'm going to go on the Kelly Show. Okay, I proclaimed it. Next.
I'm not taking. Nope.
Yes, you are.
With a straight jacket.
Last topic. Of course you're taking me. You have to go. Okay. So we're going to move on to Escándalo, all things celebrity. So celebrity in order this week, our conversation is around the one and only, and we love her, Miss
Britney Spears.
Yes. So
because we love her, we're talking about her.
Yeah.
I am genuinely concerned. I feel like she's not well. I think she's shown it in different ways, throughout these last few months that she's had the freedom to express herself. At first it was like, oh, she's venting, she's upset. she's had all of this in her for so long, and everybody was kind of like, yeah, go for it and get it out there. And now I'm looking at it, and I mean, first of all, I was never really one of those people to be like, yeah, because I can, from the very beginning, I'm like, I don't know how I feel about some of these posts, but I'm worried about her. And what I think is how difficult these celebrities have it. They're surrounded by so many people, and not necessarily are they looking out for their best interest or really taking care of them in the way that they probably believe that that person is. And it's just so sad and lonely to me.
It is. It's heartbreaking, truly, because we really are coming from a place of like, we grew up with her, we love her. I've seen her in concert a few times. I think she's, had a phenomenal career. And it's heartbreaking, when we look at the images that we're seeing on her Instagram, she's posting things like this, and like this. And look, I'm all for like sexual expression and being free. I love all of that. But that's not where I'm coming from. Because when you look at, I think we talked about this, the biggest issue is like the captions. Like they don't correlate. Like if the caption was like feeling free in Maui, I'd be like, girl, get it.
All right, girl, yeah, do your thing.
Right.
You sure have the body for it. Hey.
Like she's there posting her picture, and then she'll say like photo dump, and then there's like 10 of the same picture, and then it just doesn't.
Yeah, even the stuff that she talks about within her picture, it's not fluid. It's not like a statement. It's choppy, and it's kind of like she's saying things as she's thinking about them, which all of that is fine if there was some sort of rationality behind what she was saying. So I'm worried about.
Yeah. I think there's obviously something to be said about what she just went through and the fact that she's like rebelling and all that. And I get that part, but I just don't see the consistency in the message and the pattern. And I don't know.
No, it's like, I just had pizza. Yeah, that's what my sister gets. I just, and it's things that you're just kind of like, what? I fell and busted my knee, and but the pizza looks better in the camera. And then going back to like, fuck you, Jamie. And it's like,
Yeah, and then I don't know if you guys know, but Britney also recently announced that she was pregnant, which of course led to a lot of mixed feelings on the same situation. But then recently she also just announced on a heartbreaking message from her and her man. I don't know if it's boyfriend or husband. I think it's boyfriend. But anyways,
I think he's a
fiance, whatever, her lover, that they lost the baby. So truly, this is from no judgment. Our heart goes out to her, like, regardless of everything that's gone on, like, that's terrible. And I just really echo the same message that you said, Pookie. Like, I really hope that whoever is around her actually gives a shit about her and tries to take care of her and look out for her. Because I am worried. And if you study the history of celebrities and you see people going down this road, it's scary. And nobody wants anything bad to happen to her. So we love you, Brittany.
Or her kids or any future kids Yeah. We hope for the best and a lot of prayer for her, because de verdad que I don't think she's doing well.
Yeah.
So
I feel the same. That was heavy.
Well, that was and then so now to also talk about something else that's on our mind.
Oh God, I have to see how not to get crazy.
What's on your mind?
All right, so what's on my mind? Literally, I've been having this conversation, I think, for the last 2 weeks, if not more. I am so beyond frustrated, and I keep circling back to this, and I don't know what to do with this. And my issue that I'm having in my world is that I feel like every turn I make, it doesn't matter the industry, it doesn't matter where I'm talking about, there's like no efficiency anywhere. Like everything that around me feels like everybody's doing the bare minimum, and there's really bad attitudes, and people aren't doing their jobs, essentially, in a lot of workplaces. And it's so frustrating. It's infuriating to me, because of the fact that I feel like I give great service as a employee, as somebody who's worked with the public forever, and just as a kind human one to another. So it's really baffling to me as to why it's happening and how the hell to handle it as the person on the receiving end. So I'll tell you 2 quick examples. I had a package that was supposed to be shipped from Amazon, And I keep having these issues where it pops up on my phone. It's like, boom, your package arrived. And I'm like, where is it? And then I go look for it and it's not there. And then I call Amazon. They're like, well, it was delivered. I'm like, to where? They're like, we don't know. And I'm like, what? This is the problem. Like, if it lacks logic, my mind wants to just, like, it feels like a frying pan just hit it. What do you mean you don't know? Oh, well, it's a third-party carrier and we don't track those. Why wouldn't, why?
Come again?
So the people you hired, who you vetted and made sure they were good employees, those people you're tracking. But the third-party people that you're not hiring, oh, we're not going to track those. Those people don't need to take a photo of the picture. So long story short, I had to reorder the item. Then the item magically appeared. Then the second item said delivered, and it wasn't there. And then it magically appeared, and back and forth. Again, it's just mind-blowing. And again, I mean, we have to find our ways around these things, right? I can't fix it. And I think that's what's most frustrating, because it's things that keep happening to me. Like, if I could fix it, if I could help in some way, if there was something that I did, but it's not. It's just happening around me. And you mentioned earlier the dentist. What I just went through at the dentist was the same, like, frustration in this same topic. Like, I was told that I need to be there at 5, and then they called me to cancel, and I was like, why are you canceling? And then they're like, oh, it's okay, you can stay at 5. And I'm like, what? So that was annoying. Like, why were you calling me to cancel? But then when I raised my voice, you kept it. Okay. The next morning, they're like, hey, we have to cancel. I'm like, and they're like, we need to put you at 4. So I got there at 4, and they put me in the back office at 4:20. So already at this point, like, my leg is shaking. I'm like, why have I waited 20 minutes of my good time? I could have had Starbucks or sat in my car. Why? You told me to be here at 4. Anyways, I go to the back. I saw the dentist for all of 6 minutes. And I know because I texted Pookie every time he entered and left the room. And then I was, but I was there for an hour. And I was like, why was I here for an hour? Because he was booked with multiple patients. So he would leave my room and I could see him across the hall working on another patient. Are you kidding me? Like, you couldn't have just focused on me for 6 minutes. You had to do 2 minutes and then leave and then come back for 4? No. So we have a problem in our world where people are lacking kindness, humanity, empathy, as far as, like, treating humans the way you would want to be treated. And it is truly infuriating. And my mantra every morning now is, if I can't control this, I have to just release it, because I blow a gas.
Okay, but I wanna jump in a minute, and I want to reiterate, what about that you were upset? Because right now you just sound like a bratty patient or like a bratty customer.
No!
Because you're venting about it. I understand, but the reason why you're so upset, which is why we're talking about this, is because there was no compassion or understanding or wanting to assist you and make you feel better about the situations that were happening to you, correct?
The dentist did not.
We talked about that, but that's not what you're giving right now. You're just giving.
Yeah, and the dentist didn't even, like, greet me by my name. He didn't say how are you.
Yeah.
It was courtesy.
So,
I was like,
this is what. Okay,
yeah.
So I just wanted to say that, because I know that's what it is, but that's not what you're portraying right now. So it's not about the dentist making you wait. It's about the, the treatment. I'm so sorry. I know you've been waiting here for a minute. I got tied up with something, like.
Sure. Because but the only reason I bring up the waiting part is because you moved my time, and it's a disrespect for people's time. People's time has value. People have things to do. People have multiple businesses they're running and whatnot. So it's disrespectful to people's time. You're right. Had they come in and be like, listen, I'm so sorry, we're running behind, I would have been fine.
But that's what we're talking about. Because when we're tying in the lack of efficiency, the lack of people caring, it's not so much, listen, shit's going to happen. Packages are going to get lost. There was a time back in the day where the postman came with a horse and they figured it out. We are spoiled. We have a lot of things Huh?
I said, were you around for that?
No, but our grandmothers were, actually.
I know, but
and listen, it wasn't that long ago. People were getting their milk delivered in the front of their door with little jugs. I mean, we've evolved a lot, and we have a lot of services that are very available to us and make our life easier. And we're spoiled. When something doesn't happen exactly how we're used to it, we get annoyed. And that's okay. Now, if you're calling a customer service center and you're upset about something going on and you get no kind of empathy, you get no kind of sympathy, like they don't care, they're like, it is what it is. That's when I can agree with what you're saying.
Like, there's nothing we can do. And I'm like,
but that's what I mean. That's an underlying issue.
Yeah,
because
that's not the answer. That's not how you treat people.
And
even if there's nothing the person can do, that's just not the response.
Yeah, just sympathize. It sucks. Nobody likes to have packages lost, and nobody likes to sit in an office for over an hour waiting for a doctor's appointment, even though everybody knows it's going to happen, because that's what happens, without being acknowledged, without being told, hey, I'm so sorry. I know your appointment was at 4 and it's 4:15. We're running a little late. Just hang tight. That's the problem. So that to me is the underlying problem. It's no different from, so for example, I know you and I are very big about giving the person that we're with attention. So we've been on the phone and we go to the grocery store and we will tell each other, hang on a minute, and we talk to the cashier that's in front of us. If we're in the bakery section, if we're in the meat section, whatever, we give our attention to that person. And unfortunately, a lot of, people don't do that. So we are now conditioned to not expect that. So we don't act that way. What I mean by that is I've gone to the grocery store and I've put my phone away, or I've told whoever, hang on a minute. And I've had to be the one to tell the cashier, like, hi, how are you? Good afternoon, because they won't say it to me.
Now I have 200 people that went through their line haven't.
Exactly. So I have two choices. I can either be like, rude ass, and just keep on my phone, or I can take a second and be like, damn, I'm probably maybe like one of the few people that actually say hi to this person. And it's hard and it's not okay. But I will say this, we have to learn to stop expecting greatness. We can only be accountable for ourselves and be as great as we can possibly be. People are going through it, and people are frustrated. They're overworked. They're underpaid. They have a lot of stress that's going on. They've lost family members recently. The world is upside down. And I'm not excusing anyone for treating us incorrectly or being rude, but I just mean we have to try to be the better people and say, you know what? I am blessed. I'm good. I'm here. I have a good job. My family's healthy. Whatever is going on that we can't control, we release it and give it to God. A lot of people don't know how to do that, and they don't deal the same way.
Yeah. My friend at work said, oh, you expected you from other people. And every time I bring it up, that's the response I get. It's like, you can't. Like, I won't change who I am. I'm still going to be who I am and treat people kind and all that. And, we all make mistakes, but yeah, I think that it's
hard. Listen, it's hard. I've held doors open for people. I've helped mothers with strollers through doors, and I've gotten no thank you. I've gotten no type of, and I don't do it to receive it. I would just never in a million years not say thank you to someone that's doing something nice for me. But that's who I am. That's who I am. I mean, listen, I'll be the first one to pop off on you if I don't like something that you say. But if you do something nice, I will be the first one to say thank you and acknowledge it.
Yeah, gratitude is really big, and just being being present.
And generations are changing. We talked about this when we first started this video. Generations are changing. The generation that knocks on the doors and drinks coffee with their neighbors, and even our generation is like the last of that was raised in that and saw that. And our kids are different, and unfortunately we're now those older people that are like, times have changed. When I was young,
yeah, that's okay.
They don't make music like they used to.
They don't.
That's for sure. We're those people.
Oh, all right.
So we just have to try our best to be the light in the world and be the happiness that we are. And people suck.
La gente son mala.
La gente son mala. So we do our best.
If anyone has
And
any
we're
suggestions as to how to not have my head spin when these things happen, please share. That'd
drop a comment,
be lovely.
send us links, meditation vibes,
I'm gonna be asleep.
anything.
I'm gonna be asleep because I'm gonna have to meditate the whole day, every hour.
It is hard. It's very hard. It is difficult, but all we can do is try.
Yeah. All right. So now it is time for us to start shining a light on something.
A light. And this is so funny. I feel like our conversation today has been very flowy and we didn't even like plan it to be that way. But we are shining a light on it's Mental Health Awareness Month, right? We know that. We know it's Mother's Day month as well. And I want to combine the two because mental health and mothers, it's an issue. It's a thing. It is a thing. We are drowning. We are drowning in our mental health. We need to be better to ourselves, and it's so difficult. We want to be the perfect employee, the perfect wife, the perfect mom, the perfect friend, daughter, sister. Everything just falls on our shoulders. And a lot of us have the reference of like our grandmothers and how well they cooked, and our moms and how well they did. But guess what? They were full-time housewives. Most of them didn't work.
Yeah.
We have careers and we're working and we are burnt out. We are burnt out. It's awful. And we don't treat ourselves the way that we treat everybody around us. And we feel guilty every single time. I cannot tell you the amount of conversations that I have with, female family members and friends that we all feel the same. We all feel the same. Self-care is not selfish. Beauty is a feeling that empowers you, and all kinds of beauty, whatever it means to you. Beauty is not standardized. Beauty is not something that is superficial. It has to come from inside. And we are just wearing ourselves thin. Like, I feel like you're still in there. I'm still in here. Like, we are still inside. We have to fight harder for ourselves.
Yeah.
We really do. We really do. So I know we have a couple things I wanted to share. So I love this picture. This picture to me, I was like, oh, she's got her little best mom mug and she looks depleted. She's tired. She looks stressed. She looks like she's about to cry. She's got little handprints and her battery's running low. And she's got, just this look of like, I look at her and I feel like she can't do enough. She can't get it together. She can't figure it out. And she's kicking ass and she still feels that way.
Yeah.
And I know what that feels like, and it's awful.
Yeah. And then
this to me I loved this because the reality is that there is no perfect way to be a good mother. Each situation is unique. Each mother has different challenges. Our kids are different. They have different skills. They have different abilities. They're different. So what matters is that a mother loves her children deeply, and that's it. That's all our kids are going to care about, is how much you love them and that you were there for them.
That's right.
Yeah. So these are just a few energy givers. So when I said the beauty and replenishing yourself and just taking time for you, self-care, self-love, it looks different for all of us. Maybe for someone it's going outside and taking a walk, exercising. Somebody else it's just doing facials and taking care of their skin, and good sleep, healthy food, meditating, plants. Like, there's so many different forms of self-care. And I think that we're all very different. So go out and find the one that resonates with you and the one that you feel fills your soul and your heart, and give yourself that time. Give yourself that permission. Your kids need you to be happy. They don't care about anything else. They don't care that there's dirty clothes. They don't care that you didn't wash the dishes. They don't care that, you are making mac and cheese because you didn't get a chance to go grocery shopping. They don't care. They just want you happy, because if you're not happy, they feel that.
Yeah.
And how can we be happy?
Yeah.
We have such high standards for ourselves. And, I just, as a mom, to all my moms, in any way, shape, or form that you mother to anyone, this message is for you. Give yourself permission. Give yourself permission and find what makes you happy, and go out and do it, because your kids will notice and you'll be better for it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's super important. And it is completely different for everyone. I mean, obviously, I don't speak as a mom, but one of the things that I think is really important is, just because something works for somebody else doesn't mean that's your thing, and that's okay. So if somebody loves exercise and that's their de-stressor, you're like, okay, I'm going to go do what they did, and it's not working. That's okay. Go find the one that does, because or it could be a mix of them. Maybe, it's not just exercise for you, so you got to find what works, but you definitely got to take care of yourself, because if your mind's not right and you're not feeling good, then, and whether it's your kids or your family or everyone around you, like you can't be great for them if you're not great for you. Bottom line.
Yeah. And sometimes too, and I know I listen, I'm telling this to myself too, because I'm the first one. I put everybody in front of me. And then I'm like, I wonder why I'm so tired. I wonder why I feel so drained. I wonder why I'm not happy. Like, I've been moody lately, or I feel depressed, or like, somebody's breathing next to me and I'm like, stop breathing. Like, it's awful, because it catches up to you.
Yeah.
And it just, sometimes I think, like, we want like a whole day, and we're like, how amazing to have a whole day of not doing anything, and just being on the beach. That's great. If you can get your whole day, like, damn girl, you do your whole day. But if you can't, Jesus Christ, take 20 minutes, take something. I remember being in the bathroom when the kids were little, and I would go in there with a glass of wine, right? And I'd put Mariah Carey and Celine Dion, and I would just fill my little tub up, right? And I'm like, okay, this is my me time. And it's like 9:00, where they should have been in bed. And they would stick their fingers under the door, and they're like, Mom, and I would cry. I'm in there crying, and I'm like, leave me alone. It's hard. It is hard. You don't even get to use the bathroom by yourself. Like, I get it. And it's funny, because my kids are older now. So sometimes I'm talking to friends or family members where their kids are little, and they're like, you don't understand. I'm sorry. Mine did not come out that size and that age. I sure do understand. And I've been there, done that. So yeah. Sorry, but it's your turn now. I already did that. Like, yep. I'm dealing with a whole nother mess of I don't get to sleep when they're out driving. So enjoy your rest, because I don't get any. Every stage has its thing. So we need to prioritize ourselves. That's just my bottom message here.
Yeah. Yes. And I love this comment from one of our friends and viewers. She said, it's important to teach our children that it is okay to take care of yourself. I love that. Yes. I love that. Super
Tell them to leave me alone.
Give me a minute.
Leave me alone. This is money time.
If you're going to ask me, the best way to take a minute is taking some time to wind it down.
Wind it down, people.
Y'all know that Tuesdays are supposed to be Tipsy Tuesdays, and I didn't have no tipsy. I tried to behave today, but we ready for a drink.
We're excited. So today we have a little something special for you guys, or different. It's special for us, different for you guys. But hey,
I'm nervous.
All right, it's time for our Dirty Shirleys. So Shirley Temple, she's so cute. So if you guys have, I'm sure everyone, if not, you're living under a rock, but welcome to the outside world. So Shirley Temples are a drink that originated in the 1930s, and a bartender in Beverly Hills invented the drink for Shirley Temple. I don't know the exact information around it, but he made the drink for her, and it became like this fun drink that's known and loved everywhere. And ordered by both adults and children. And we got the recipe because, you know, we wanted to just add a little bit to it. And we're going to do a dirty Shirley. So the regular Shirley Temples, what is that? The left side? I don't know if you guys see it on the right. I don't know what's going on. This screen?
It's the left side. It's the left side.
All right. I haven't even had any yet. Woo, I'm going to be fun later. So, yeah. So it's Sprite. It's the grenadine. What did I call it earlier? Geraldine. I changed the name.
He said, please go and buy some Geraldine. I'm like, some what?
He's like, Geraldine's. I'm like, yeah, you know, Geraldine. He's like, you didn't mean grenadine? I'm like, yeah, whatever. So it's super cute. It's simple. If you guys have kids and want to make it for them, you know, go for it or make it for yourself. So the spiked one that we're doing, which is the dirty one, Dirty Shirley, has vodka. So we are going to make it. All right, let's do it.
I'm ready because I need a drink.
Me too. All right, so we're going to put some ice, right?
I got my ice.
I'm going to make a mess.
Same thing happened to me.
Try to get it in the cup.
Yeah, there's ice on the floor right now. It's okay. Live television.
All right.
Okay.
So it's ice, right? And then we're going to add 2 ounces of vodka, which, by the way, 2 ounces of vodka is a lot.
Is that what 2 ounces is? I think I brought like 5, but that's okay.
What'd you bring?
I brought more than one of these.
Yeah.
I brought more than one of these no, but I have more over there.
No, it's just, it's one of these. So I'm going to add the 2 ounces.
Okay.
And then we're going to add the 1 ounce of grenadine. Right? It's so cute.
Okay, I meant to pour the grenadine.
This man cannot.
I promise that was not on purpose. It was a
follow instructions. Okay, so just whatever. He's not alcoholic, so he's adding more.
I thought it was red. I'm like, why is that coming out?
If you want to add more, go for it. So we're gonna do a splash of lime. This lime is not cooperating. Oh, there it goes. Okay. And then we're going to top it off with some Sprite, 7-Up, anything that's like lemon lime. I'm so done with you. Oh well.
Done with me, are ya?
I did not even shake that up. What is it? So you top it off, right? With this. I am not kidding you. It's everywhere.
And then what do we do?
So then you put the cherries in, right? So I got like 3 cherries to put in here. And then you top it off. You put your little garnish. And I dropped my stir.
What is happening? I promise, guys.
I don't know what is that. Okay, I'm going to just stir it like this.
Does this give you like respect for the people who do it on live TV? You're like, man, it's so easy for them.
I don't know where my stir is. Oh, well, whatever. Okay, so cheers.
Oh, that's good with all that vodka. It's still good. Oh.
It's yummy. I need something to stir. I'm getting a pen.
That can't be sanitary.
Well, whatever. You know what? I have vodka in there. That's alcohol. It's gonna clear anything up.
Oh my God.
It is yummy. I had to stir it.
Yeah. And we have other people joining us who are joining us
winding down. Cheers.
I love it.
Cheers to my girls.
It's such a cute drink too. It looks super. I feel so like official bartender-esque. Like
it's cute. Well, I don't. I'm like epic fail, but it tastes really good. So let's enjoy our drinks and then talk about what are we talking about next?
We are gonna
end
on a happy.
We're gonna have after this. Happy nota con la nota.
Of course, we want to always end on a happy note, and we want to share always some things that inspire us. And this picture is so adorable. And I don't know if anyone's ever done this, but in some of the companies I work for, they put Post-its everywhere in their house, whether it's on their mirror, around their computer. And I love this. Like, show kindness, encourage others, smile more, be positive, share love, motivate, all that jazz. I think it's beautiful.
Very cute. I love everything that it says. It's everything that we stand for. Life is hard, people, which brings me to what I wanted to talk about. So, life was meant for big adventures and good friends. Cheers. Listen, we have to learn how to have fun again. I feel like adulting is so hard. We all know that adulting is super hard. And I think that we need to just learn how to just be silly and have fun and go on adventures, whatever that is to you. Everybody has different interests and different likes and different things. I saw on Kelly's show, I saw Tiffany Haddish was on there, which I love her. I think she's so funny. She's super silly.
Hilarious.
She was cracking me up. She had a whole story on there, which I'm not going to get into, but she's really funny.
She's hilarious.
One of the things that's
my next favorite Kelly of the week.
Yeah, I was cracking up. She had me I was peeing. So her and her friends, her tribe started a new tradition. So every year for their birthdays, they do something that they've never done before together. So it can be small, it can be, a big trip or something, just silly and simple.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah, I think it's so important. And I remember some of our best memories together was when we were in the high school era, and we would have zero plans. And then we'd be like, you want to go bowling? You want to go-kart riding? You want to go play laser tag? You want to go? And we would just go. And it was always so fun. And we become such a planned out culture. Don't get me wrong. I have 16 planners. I believe in planning. But sometimes
sure do.
I do. I use them all, I promise, about halfway through. But I mean, the point is I love the impulsivity. And at the same time, I love holding yourself accountable to I want to do new things. I love that idea of doing new things, especially with people who you already love.
And going back to the planning things, sometimes you have to plan certain things. We're busy. We're running around. We have families. We have. Yeah, absolutely. So we started to do something in our inner circle with our tribe where every 3 months we get together and we are doing things that we've never done before. Hey, I just realized that we started doing that already. Yay, us! Woo!
The funny thing was, I was going to share about them. I was going to say how we went to New York, and that was one of those things, and didn't tie it into we are already doing that. So absolutely, we totally are.
Anna, cheers to Anna, which is part of our tribe that we were doing this with.
But you know what happened is because we realized we were all so busy that we would always be like, let's do something. Yeah, we should. Oh, we should get together. And then we wouldn't. And it was nobody's fault. It's just life happened. And now that we're trying to be intentional about it, we are. And so be intentional about doing new things, having adventures, sharing experiences with loved ones. It's important.
Yes, and it's okay. You do have to plan it sometimes, and that's okay. I know that's not what you meant. It's just, it's okay to be like, you know what? Every 3 months, every 4 months, once a year for your birthday, whatever that is for you and your tribe and your people and your friends, do it. And it doesn't have to be monumental. Everybody's struggling. Things are super expensive. That's okay. It can be something very small, very intimate, just figure something out that brings you joy that you've never done before. And let's go back to having fun and being silly and bringing life back to ourselves. We deserve that. Cheers to that.
We do. Cheers to that. Cheers. This drink is amazing. There's a I'm going to have more later.
So good. You guys, we're putting the link so that you can make it.
Yeah.
So, yes.
All right, guys. So
put up the last message that came in. I saw a message. I'm on it. Hey. Yay, Anna!
It's up to us. Absolutely. Yeah. And time's going to go by. So if we don't put the effort into plan it, then it's been 6 months, 8 months, a year. And it's and I think what happened to us is COVID. COVID reminded us like people matter most. And now we're doing a lot more of a serious effort of like seeing our people. So I love it. I love you guys. I thank you guys for watching. But before we go, I have something special to share.
You have an announcement!
I have an announcement! I did that. So if you guys are excited, comment. I am so excited. So I have a special announcement that starting next week, we have something special to cover and not just have this conversation, but actually it begins, the show that I'm talking about begins this Friday, and it is
So it's going to be a special edition.
Oh my God. So I'm super excited.
Show.
This show starts this Friday on Paramount Plus. Okay. So it is RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars. Every person competing on this show has already won their season. So this is like the top of the top of the top. It's going to be the winners of the winner of the winners. And so we decided that I have to talk about this. And why would we couldn't do it during this show because I'm going to talk too much about it. So starting next week, while this show is airing, we've got Mondays Are a Drag coming at 8 p.m. on Mondays.
Yes, honey.
So I'm so excited.
If you guys are interested in watching that, and you want to join us on that too, that's going to be a separate day, a separate show, full coverage on the drag races. So we're super excited.
I do believe there may have been some queens cut off from this image. I'm so sorry, no disrespect. But Monday, so next Monday starts, is our first episode of this special show that'll run, I'm assuming the show is going to run about 8 weeks. So tune in next Monday, 8 p.m. for our special edition Mondays Are a Drag show. And then of course, tune in Tuesday again for our 4th episode of People Like Us. So I hope you guys are excited. I'm so excited about it because this will be Pookie's first time watching like a full season. Like she's seen drag queens and clips and stuff, but never like sat and watched.
I'm committed to watching it with him so that we can talk about it. And
I'm so excited. So listen, guys, as always, we appreciate you guys so much for joining us, for commenting, for hanging out with us, for having your drinks with us, okay? And as always, we want to remind you, now go out and find your tribe, find your people, because life is better when we do it together. Thank you so much for tuning in and spending time with people like us.
Good night.